In the show Black Mirror, they usually challenge the ideas and the norms that we live in today's society. In the episode White Bear, you can see that in their society, it is a very exaggerated version of ours. The episode starts off with distorted pictures on a TV screen. As an audience, this is a little confusing because you don't really know what's going on and what that image on the screen is. After that, you can see flashbacks appear on the screen. These flashbacks started happening because the main character, Victoria, saw a picture of a little girl in a frame and she did not recognize where she knew her from. As an audience, this can be kind of confusing and you just automatically think that this is her daughter. Later on in the episode, we see who it really is. After the flashback, she starts walking outside and at first doesn't know where she is and also she doesn't see anyone around her. After walking a bit more, she sees some people and starts asking questions like where are they and if they know who she is, mainly because she can't remember anything. None of them answer her and they kept doing was recording her and taking pictures of her. This is a little jab at how in our day and age now, a lot of people are glued to their phones and do not really focus on what's happening around them. After walking around a bit more, a random man pulls out a shotgun and starts chasing her. He had a mask on that had the same image that was on the TV screen in the beginning of the episode. She starts running, and the people that are around her are still recording her and not helping. This makes her even more confused. The people that were recording her were grouped together in crowds with their phones out, so as she was running, she spotted two people who were not a part of the group and asked them for help. The three of them ran to the store to hide, and Victoria just stayed confused as to why the people who were recording her were not helping her. They start running because the guy with the shotgun came back into the store. The man with the shotgun shot the guy that was helping Victoria and causing Victoria and the other girl to run. Jem, the girl who ran with Victoria, explained that the weird picture that was on the TV screen in the beginning of the episode had brainwashed the population and made them dumb. She claimed that now all they do is record everything around them and they rely on the internet for everything. Jem explains that the people who are unaffected by the symbol are now targeted by the hunters. So in order to stop the brainwashing, they have to go to White Bear to destroy the transmitter. So then they leave and go to try to get to White Bear. While on their way to White Bear, a man named Baxter picks them up and offers to drive them where they need to go. After a while, as he is driving them through a forest, he pulls out a gun and holds them at gunpoint. Jem somehow manages to escape and runs off, but Victoria is not so lucky. Baxter ties her to a tree and has plans to torture and kill her. Just as he is about to start torturing her, Jem comes back and kills him. They go back on their trip to White Bear, and the whole time Victoria is still having flashbacks and random scenes play in her head of past events and of that little girl that was in the picture frame in the beginning of the episode. When they finally get to White Bear, two attackers are trying to kill them, and Victoria manages to get the shotgun out of the attacker's hands and into her own. She shoots the attackers, and instead of a bullet, what comes out is confetti. As she is standing there super confused, the walls open up, and you can see an audience sitting there clapping like they just finished watching a live show. Victoria is sat in a chair and tied to it. Baxter, Jem, and Damien, the name of the guy who tried to help them escape while they were near the store, come out and it's shown that they were in on it the whole time. Baxter comes out and explains everything. The little girl in the picture that we all thought was Victoria's daughter was killed. She was 6 years old and her name was Jemima Sykes. Victoria and her fiancé Ian kidnapped Jemima from around her house. They took her to a forest and Ian killed her, similarly to how Baxter was going to kill Victoria in the forest. Victoria recorded the whole thing on her phone and did not once try to stop her fiancé. Baxter then explains that the white bear was originally used as a symbol of the search for this little girl. It was used nationwide for the murder investigation. And the symbol that appeared on the TV screen in the beginning of the show was a tattoo that Victoria's fiancé had on him. Her fiancé committed suicide before being sentenced, and during her trial, she pleaded guilty and said that she was under his spell. Because of that, she was given a sentence to undergo the whole scene that we just watched every day for the rest of her life. The judge decided that it was proportionate and considered because of what she had done. Victoria was then taken back to the room where we originally saw her woke up from. Baxter placed her back in the chair, and the TV had video footage of Jemima's life playing, forcing Victoria to see the life that she ended. Baxter placed something on her head, taking away the memories of the day that she just lived, while also causing tremendous pain. Baxter then left the room and fixed everything up to relive the same experience again the next day. During the credits, we can see Jem, Damien, and Baxter refer to it as White Bear Justice Park, and that is when we, the viewers, learn that this park is basically made to make Victoria feel like the little girl felt, confused and afraid while people who should be helping you were just recording you. My main point, Crime and Punishment has been turned into a form of entertainment. Instead of putting Victoria in prison, the judge sentenced her to be made a form of entertainment to the public and called it justice. When we saw Victoria just running around scared, while the people who should have been helping her weren't. They were just recording her. We kind of felt bad for her. This can be seen in today's society by all of the people who just pull out their phone and record a fight happening or a really bad altercation happening instead of trying to calm the situation down. A lot of fight videos circulate through social media, and people start watching them and laughing because it is found to be entertaining. A very popular social media account that goes by the name of World Star is a really good example of this. It started out as an account that just posted viral videos, but they became popular and known for posting fight videos. They became so well known that different countries started making their own accounts. By this, I mean there's a regular World Star account, and then Latin America made their own named World Latin Star. Street fights became so normalized on social media that people were making it a point to remember to record it. There are also a lot of memes that have been circulating claiming that these people who record the fights need to be faster and have better camera angles to be able to get the whole fight for us to see. This is just one example of how society has turned regular things into forms of entertainment when instead we should be trying to stop it, not record it. A common theme in most Black Mirror episodes is that technology can go really bad really fast and that we should not solely rely on it. In this episode, it is also saying that being an onlooker is just as bad as doing the task. While Victoria did not directly kill Jemima herself, she watched as Ian killed her and she recorded it so that they could relive the moment later on. The way that this episode was directed also makes you wonder whether you should be on the mob side or on Victoria's side. When we do not know why this is happening to her in the beginning, all we see is someone being tortured and being scared and running for their lives. She looks like the underdog. After we realize why she's in there, your opinion kind of changes. I feel like they did this to show that in today's society, it is really easy to not have to form your own opinion. You find yourself feeding into what everyone else is doing, whether that is by making sure you're on top of trends or acting a certain way to be accepted. In the show, they mentioned that the general population was hypnotized and that 90% of them were affected, and the people that were recording became a mob. This is kind of what's happening in today's society. Whenever any fights happen, there is someone recording. It doesn't even have to be bad. When people do good things like giving food to homeless people or donating, they make sure to record it. Everything is recorded no matter what it is because that's what everyone else is doing. So in relation to the show, it is hard to form your own opinion on whether what Victoria is being put through is justifiable or if it's just cruel and inhumane. This episode basically shows that while it is easy to fall into mob mentality and it is easy to just not want to form your own opinion, you should not just go based on what everyone else is doing and you shouldn't be an onlooker.